Welcome back to the channel. Today we invite you to explore a small house with a rare terrace and modern health combined with classic beauty. Downsizing is not always affordable and convenient, especially if you're keen on a brand new tiny house. How about going for a pre-loved home instead? It's faster, easier, more affordable, and sustainable. One of the bad parts about building a brand new tiny house is the waiting time. Thinking about saving time and money? Then check out Tiny Heirloom, because it's one of the few builders that also offer pre-owned houses. These folks take custom building seriously so that each home is truly unique. But if you happen to fall in love with one of their older builds, you might have the chance of finding it later among their pre-loved models. That's the case of their Midcentury Modern Tiny House, which got plenty of attention when it was first introduced in an episode of Tiny Luxury. That's the show that the team behind Tiny Heirloom has been doing for a few years now on HGTV, where we get to see the story of each custom build. The MCM was presented back in 2016, and we bet that many people loved it. The years have passed, and its initial owners, presented back then as a couple of newlyweds from Atlanta, have moved on. So the Midcentury Modern is up for grabs, this time as a fully furnished, well-equipped home that is ready to welcome a new family. So those who had fallen in love with its classic elegance and beautiful rooftop deck can still find it, even though the home's interior has suffered some minor changes. Some people might associate tiny living with ultra-modern architecture that breaks with the past. But to be able to showcase a style that is linked with conventional houses, such as the farmhouse style or the mid-century modern architecture within a miniature home, is truly an accomplishment. It makes a small dwelling like this feel more like a home and even a work of art, instead of just a simple housing alternative. Mid-century modern houses flaunted lavish open spaces, floor-to-ceiling windows, clean lines, and natural materials. It doesn't sound perfectly compatible with the size and space limitations of tiny dwellings. Yet Tiny Heirloom's MCM reflects this style as best as possible. You'll immediately notice the clean aesthetic with a light, neutral color palette and no clutter whatsoever. Although minimalistic, the MCM manages to also stay elegant through a combination of natural materials and well-chosen decor items and modern appliances. The perfect example of that is the electric fireplace that's integrated seamlessly within the dark, rustic wooden staircase. Modern comfort meets classic style. The staircase is one of the home's distinctive features. You'll rarely find a contrasting staircase inside a tiny home, especially one that seems to take you back to a bygone era. But what gives away its contemporary origin is the fact that it doubles as a storage solution. After all, modern tiny living is all about modular furniture and versatile layouts. The fireplace makes the living area feel more welcoming. And it needs that because it's not exactly generous in size. The original decor included a very small sofa and a dining table next to it with 2 seats. Now that seems to have been replaced by a more generous sofa with plenty of storage space underneath. A smaller table has taken the place of the former one that also had a rustic look, and a couple of shelves were added above it. In front of that, under the window, the original hardwood shelves can still be used for extra storage or even as a desk. Again, you'll notice the same type of contrast between the dark wooden shelves and the modern apartment-sized fridge. The mid-century modern style is also perfectly reflected in the home's large windows. Not floor to ceiling, but still good enough to flood the place with plenty of natural light. You'll notice them at the floor level and also in the loft bedroom, that's big enough to fit in a king-size bed. At the other end, there's a small loft area that's best suited for storing heavier stuff. As beautiful as it is on the inside, the MCM's pièce de résistance is up on the rooftop. It's a rare feature for tiny home designs, especially considering its generous size. The contrast between the old and new is visible here too. You could be working from home on your laptop while lounging in the open air, surrounded by beautiful views. Plus, the black railings aren't just functional, but stylish, adding a sophisticated vintage charm. It's almost hard to believe that this elegant tiny home with such a generous rooftop terrace is also ready to hit the road on a 24-foot trailer. Luckily, mobility in perfect comfort and luxury is no longer just a dream. For $104,999, a new owner could experience all of that, while also enjoying the perfect style of this remarkable home. Thank you for watching. Hope it is useful to you. Wish you and your family good health, luck, and happiness.